Hello and welcome to another episode of Better Than Mourinho. And this episode takes place ASAP after the Tottenham game. You haven't missed a single thing. And we are up against the reigning champions Leicester at home at Old Trafford. And Leicester is not having a good season. They are actually having a pretty bad season considering they are the reigning champions. How often do you find the reigning champions this far down the league table? But you need to remember they have played one game less. And if they win that game, they can advance a few places. They will be in 14th position. And then there's only like very few points difference here. So they might as well end up to place. Of course, they're not going for the Champions League spots this season. But they could definitely end up like in 9th place or something like that. But still, pretty big failure for the reigning champions. They can't be happy with that, which means they're probably going to be very motivated when they step out on Old Trafford this evening. But at the same time, this means it's a must-win game for us. I mean, we are one game less played here, and we need to win it to keep pressure on top teams. We definitely need to win it to have any chance of reaching the top two positions in the league table, especially since they are having that weak of a season. And this is the way we're going to start it. Going to start a little bit defensive with Basur here a little further down the pitch. But if things looks good, we're going to move him up. Or if things looks bad, we might move Pogba back. I'm not quite sure. We have a tough schedule. We have quite a few tight lads. So we're doing a little bit of rotation. And we have a very important game coming up in just a few days. So we need to have some players fit for that one too. But let's submit the team. And still suspension there on Snyderling. Still missing Ibrahimovic for that injury. Nothing special there. This is the Leicester up against. They come out here with a pretty defensive formation. But hopefully we can be creative enough to get through it. And because of that, we are going. Maybe we're even going to go fluid. Because we need to be creative to go through a defense like that. And to say, maybe something like that. Well, that didn't work out at all. But yeah, let's start the game here, and we need to win. Like, if we don't win this game, we won't be challenging for the top two spots. We need to win it desperately to still keep the dream alive. We're still going to be quite a few points behind the top two teams, but at least we are going to play Chelsea. If we can beat Chelsea, then everything can happen. But here is Leicester. Leicester is hitting us with a counter-attack. Wardy, and we all know that Wardy is a lot of quality. But that wasn't good enough, luckily for us. But I don't like it that they are getting the first highlight. That kind of sets some sort of tone of the game. I don't like it at all, but here's Blint. Maybe we can bounce back. Mata. For Icardi. Danilo fouls. Oh, what a goal, Memphis. He can't miss from there, can he? Pretty weak defending, but I'm not complaining. Memphis' 7th goal of the season. The young Dutch international is having a really good season here, especially since he's been on the bench for quite a few games, because Martial is probably been starting more games than him. But a really great finisher there, really good header, and we are 1 up. And yeah, I'm happy this far, but still, there's only one goal, and one goal that can change in a blink of an eye, so I don't feel safe. Maybe Danilo can do something here to make me feel more safe. Maybe. And now I'm worried. Now I'm really worried. Now I'm extremely worried. He is Wardy. And a great save by De Gea. But damn it, you can't do things like that. When you're the last man on the pitch, with nobody behind you, you can't do things like that. You'd rather just clear it to a throw-in for the opponents than start dribbling as the last man on the pitch. I'm not pleased at all. That was like, things like that you do when you play like as a child. And then you manage to kick your ass off. You've done it once or twice and then you never ever do it again. But here's Icardi. Oh, that was a bit optimistic, but at least we are creating something. And we are getting closer to half-time mark. But maybe we can do something more before the ref blows the whistle. Memphis. Is he going for another one? Well, decent try, but not good enough to put some real pressure on Schmeichel. At least it looks like we are going to have the lead when we reach halftime. But I'm not that pleased. We are fighting for against a team that, yeah, they are the reigning champions, but they are not having a great season. And right now we're in a situation when they can turn it around at any second. So I don't feel safe at all, especially when like a striker like Wardy up on top, you know, it can happen at any time. So lads, it's time to step it up a notch during the second half. It's time to give us that safety net that we need. Score a second one would be fantastic. And here's Icardi, and it's off the post. It's off the post. Why, Icardi? Why? Why? You definitely shouldn't have been able to do it better than that. A really good chance, but we can't afford to miss chances like that. We need to put it in. And taking a look at this, Icardi is having a really shitty game, so I'm considering subbing him. But also we need to take a look who is tired. I think this is a good option to bring in Schweinsteiger instead of him. And actually, yeah, we are going to go for Icardi. We're not happy with that. Let's bring in Wayne Rooney as our new striker. But here's some more Leicester. Come on, lads. Well, that's no problem for a world-class goalie as De Gea. Maybe we can create something from here. No, we can't. Gel card here for Albrighton. Doesn't affect us. And let's go for the last sub. Paul Pogba is really tired. That means it's time for Herrera. And you will be an advanced playmaker. And 10 more minutes to play, and here's a corner for Leicester. And there's some really shitty marking, but looks like we will be safe for now. Can we create something? No, we can't. And I'm not very pleased with this game. I mean, we are currently winning, and the clock is almost at full time. But I don't feel like we have been performing at the level that we should be performing if we want to challenge for top 2 positions in the league table. So, well, we won, but yeah, that wasn't the team that should be challenging for Chelsea and Arsenal. And if you take a look at the current league table right now, we will find us in the situation that now everybody's playing the same amount of games. We are 7 points behind Chelsea and 8 points behind Arsenal. That's quite a few amounts of points. That's a really tough distance. And we have Tottenham just like very close to us. Like if we lose a single game, even a draw could mean that they are passing us. But next game we're up against Chelsea. And we are playing them away at Stamford Bridge. So of course a very tough game. But if we could somehow manage to perform a miracle and beat them away, then we are definitely putting some pressure on them. Because then we will only be 4 points behind them, and then they will start feeling us breathing down the neck. And yeah, of course, Arsenal and Chelsea, they are clearly the favourites of winning the league and becoming runners-up. But we never give up, we never surrender. There are quite a few games. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left. 7 games. That means we have 21 points left to play for. And as long as there are points left to play for, of course we're going to try. We're going to try for it. We can't do anything but trying to advance. And talking about that, that's it for this episode. But this means you can't miss next episode. Next episode, Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. What a hugely important game. There's no way in hell, mate, that you can miss that game. Going to be like, if we lose this game, we might end up missing the top 4 spots. If we win this game, the dream for a top 2 spot is still alive. Very important game. And talking about that, after that game is done, we have pretty easy games left. I mean, first off, we only have 2 away games, and that's Hull and Burnley. And looking at this, Hull 14th place and Burnley 12th place. This means this is definitely a schedule where we could actually win all the games left. Which means if we manage to beat Chelsea, we might take all the 21 points here. Of course, now I'm probably jinxing it and we will get into a lot of shit for it. But, I mean, West Ham is the strongest team we have left, but we are facing them at home. And other than that, I mean, teams like West Brom, they're currently bottom of the league table. And Hull, as we saw, 14th position. Stoke, 10th place. Burnley, we saw that earlier. Swansea, second, like 19th place. So we are facing off against the like pretty weak opponents. We could actually take 21 points. And if we manage to do that, then you never know what can happen. You never know at all. But first off, it's Chelsea away, Stamford Bridge. Hugely important game. You need to watch it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you during the next episode.